Think you know Roseburg? Well, think again. There is some shocking truths about living here that even the locals don't talk about. And your real estate agent most likely isn't going to tell you unless you ask. From unexpected secrets in the real estate market to hidden aspects of daily life of living here. These are all things that you're going to need to know before thinking about making a move to Roseburg. In this video, I'm going to go through all of these things, and stay with me to the end because I've got two bonus surprises that you're not going to want to miss. So let's get on with it. Hey everybody, I'm Jerry Norman with Oregon Life Homes. If this is your first time to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button for more info living and playing and working in Roseburg. I put out a video every week about what life is like here, and you're not going to want to miss it. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 things that most people are not going to tell you about living in Roseburg. And stay tuned till the end because I've got 2 bonus things that is really going to be a surprise for you. So I'm not originally from here. So I've got an outsider's perspective of what it's really like to move here and live here. I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly about living in Roseburg. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm just going to give it to you straight and exactly the way I see it and what you should know before moving to Roseburg. This video is going to give you what it's really like to live here and what you should know. And the 2 things at the end might really surprise you and change your perspective about living in Roseburg. So with that, let's get on with the video. Number 1, Closeknit Community. Now, I've mentioned this before in my videos, but here's the reality of everything. It is really difficult to go anywhere without being recognized. It is a small town. Somebody knows somebody. If you don't know so-and-so, your neighbor is going to know so-and-so. A lot of people that live here have grown up here and lived here their whole lives. They love it here for the most part. And if you live here, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about it. But for the most part, it is a small community. Everybody knows somebody. And so if you're coming from a big town or a big city, it might be really shocking and feel abnormal to you, but not uncommon for you to know everybody that lives on your street. I've lived in this particular house for the last year, and I know everybody on my street. They all watch out for each other. We know when there's an unusual car parked in a driveway. Everybody just kind of watches out for each other. So if you're not used to that, it might be a big culture shock for you. Truth number 2. Yeah, people talk about the outdoor beauty of Oregon all the time. I get it. One of the reasons why I chose to move here. If you're not an outdoorsy person, it may be a culture shock for you as well. It is not uncommon for your weekend activities to be hiking, fishing, camping, etc. But this becomes part of people's lives. Hunting, fishing, all of that becomes just part of your daily life. So if you are from a bigger town and not used to the outdoors life and hiking, waterfalls, that kind of thing, you might want to change your perspective on Oregon because that's pretty much what there is to do here. For the people that do live here, that's what we like to do. Truth number 3, cost of living. Now, while the cost of living in Roseburg is relatively low compared to the bigger cities, so are the salaries. The median household income is about $48,000 here in Douglas County, which is relatively low compared to the national average. Even though the cost of living is low, the average salaries are low as well. So if you are thinking about moving here for a career change or a job, your salaries aren't going to match the big city salaries for the most part. Now, a lot of people that do move here, they are remote workers. They're not making a job change. So if that's you, this is a great opportunity to move to Roseburg because you can get a much bigger house, much more of a house, while still making that same salary. That's where a lot of people that are moving here from out of the area are bettering their way of life because of the higher salary compared to the lower cost of living here. Truth number 4, a lot of real estate agents aren't going to tell you that the Roseburg real estate market can be a little competitive and unpredictable. It is very unpredictable. But there are some tricks. And if you are coming from out of area, you can always give me a call, text, email. All my contact information is in the description below. There are a lot of ways and a lot of subtle tricks to navigate this tricky real estate market. Now, a lot of homes are go really fast, and those are the ones that are priced right and are in good locations. Some have some defects and they might be sitting on the market longer, and there are some ways to get some good deals on those properties. So feel free to give me a call. I'd love to help you out with some of those. And for families that are moving to this area, the Roseburg schools are generally good with a pretty good mix of specialty programs and extracurricular activities. However, if you are comparing it to a larger city, the tax dollars just aren't here compared to those larger cities. So those larger cities are going to have a much better school system compared to Roseburg and the surrounding areas. But in general, the school district is fairly good, and it is a great place to raise a family. Truth number 5, local sports. Now, while Oregon does not have any professional sports teams, there are 2 major college teams that divide the state, and that would be the University of Oregon and Oregon State University, the Ducks and the Beavers. Now, growing up in Tacoma, I am a Huskies fan. Don't tell anybody that. But as far as high school sports, huge following in high school sports. It is so much fun to go out to a high school football game in the fall time. A lot of fun. There is a big community support for high school sports. Now, one of the biggest surprises is the wildlife. Yes, we are close to a lot of national forests, state parks, that kind of thing. The wildlife does come into towns. So when you're driving at night, you really want to watch out for deer, especially if you are on those rural out of area roads. Really watch out for the deer and elk. And it is not uncommon if you are on the outskirts of town for sometimes a bear or a cougar just to be seen in the outlying areas of town. So you want to really protect your pets. That's one thing that you want to watch out for. Just be cautious of your surroundings, basically. And the last big surprise, even though we are on the I-5 corridor, if you are in the outskirts of town or just far enough away from town, cell phone service gets a little spotty sometimes. And it all depends on what service you use. So you can always give me a call or text and ask me about my cell phone service and what I use. But I still get a lot of broken up cell phone spots throughout the area. And then also, if you are thinking about living outside of town, the internet services get a little weak. There are a lot of different options, and I have a lot of clients that have lived in those outskirt areas. So if you are thinking about moving to an out of town area and you're concerned about the internet, give me a call, text, email. I'd love to help you out with those solutions. And then also, I have a relocation guide that you can get in the description below. That will really help you out with everything about moving to Roseburg. Hopefully you guys got a lot of information about this, and I gave you everything about living in Roseburg and what it's like to live here. And if you've got more questions, feel free to give me a call, text, or email. I'm happy to help. I get calls all the time from people looking to move to this area, and I absolutely love it. And also, watch these other videos about moving to Roseburg. And with that, you guys have a great day.